Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining the 2023 Young Entrepreneurs of the World Conference. I am Melissa Ashley, a member of One Business World and your host. And for those of you joining us for the first time, Young Entrepreneurs of the World is a global gathering of aspiring young entrepreneurs from any field of study, as well as global experts sharing sound business advice. Today, we welcome Aiman Kabli, founder and CEO of FELS, and a valued partner of Young Entrepreneurs of the World. Aiman is joining us today to speak about the Flourishing Entrepreneurial Lifestyle. Welcome, Aiman, and thank you so much for sharing your expertise today.
Thank you very much. Okay, welcome everyone, and thanks for joining this session. We're going to be discussing something that's hopefully interesting for everyone today, which is a new lifestyle program that me and my partners came up with, which we call FELS, or the Flourishing Entrepreneurial Lifestyle. So basically, it is a kind of a new way of life where young or aspiring entrepreneurs anywhere in the world can embody this lifestyle program in order to help elevate their life to the next level and become more ready and more poised for success generally in their life, whether as an entrepreneur or in any other pursuit, but especially in a complex pursuit like entrepreneurship or something similar to that, where the person, for example, aspires to become a innovator, a societal leader, a business guru, or somebody who's respected by society for implementing futuristic solutions, solving problems around them in the community, and obviously getting recognized in the process and earning wealth for themselves and for the community around them. So I'll take you quickly through an introduction about this lifestyle, how it works, what are the elements of the lifestyle, what are what we call the pillars, the content pillars, that people can embody in their life in order to bring it to that level. Okay, so entrepreneurship is generally a very complex pursuit, as I've mentioned, and in order to become in the best position to succeed in this tough journey, very tough emotional journey, you need to basically work on your mind and body first before you work on any of the technical or hard skills. Because I mean, I'll just give a bit of background on how I started this movement, is because I was an entrepreneur myself for the last 7 or 8 years. I've launched lots of startups. I'll get into a more detailed introduction about me in a bit, but I've learned a lot of hard lessons through that journey. And I've seen the skills that make entrepreneurs succeed versus the ones who don't. And a lot of them have to do with the soft skills, not only the hard skills. So when I say hard skills, I mean things like how to do your business plan, or how to do your marketing, how to build a technology prototype, how to take your product to the market. So these are hard skills, and these are needed, of course. It's definitely necessary. But at the same time, the soft skills are also equally important. And that's really what we're focusing on here, is the mind and body preparation, the mind and body skills, in order to make you in the best position, the best version of yourself that is able to kind of weather these challenges and these storms that you will face as an entrepreneur. No doubt. I mean, entrepreneurship is very tough. Okay. So a little bit more about me. You can see some of the things that I've done here in the past. I mean, I've lived in the US and in Dubai, and I've been across pretty much the whole world. I've visited more than 90 countries, and that's how I learned a lot of these things. And I've been featured in some media, as you can see here. I've done talks on Startup Grind and some other places because I've been, in the entrepreneurship space for quite a bit. My background educationally is in engineering, and then I also have an MBA, and I have an advanced certificate in entrepreneurship and innovation from Stanford University. And I've been coaching, mentoring, and training entrepreneurs around the world in various conferences, events, incubators, accelerators, etc., in the US and outside. And currently, I manage another web platform called Elevator. You can see the spelling for it on the screen there, which connects startups to investors. Okay, so it's kind of like a matchmaking platform between startups and investors. So again, a lot of lessons I learned there on who are the successful entrepreneurs, the ones that actually get funded, and the ones that are able to wow and dazzle the investors, and make a more convincing argument versus the ones who kind of flop at that stage, right? And that's how I put together this program that I'm about to show you. Okay, so we'll just jump right in because of the time, obviously. So these are the 10 pillars of FELS. Okay, so if this were, I mean, I usually withhold my making this kind of comparison, but if this were somewhat of a new religion, these would be the 10 commandments, right? So these are the 10 kind of main instructions that you would follow in adopting this lifestyle in your own life. Okay, so as you can see here, it covers different facets of the lifestyle. from intellectual pursuits to also physical and health pursuits. So it's a very holistic and comprehensive way to look at your life, to improve your life in every area, in order to make sure that your mind and body are responding together to all of the challenges that you face. Okay. So over the next few minutes, we're going to go one by one over these 10 pillars, just a very quick introduction of each of them. And of course, for any of you who want to read them in more detail and see practical examples of how you can use them and practice them in the best way, we have an ebook that's been published that's available for anyone to download, and that will show at the end of the slides. Okay. All right. So first of all, why? I mean, I think before we jump into the what, I'd like to go over a bit of the why. I mean, what's in it for you? If you follow this program, what's in it for you? What are the potential gains that you can get in your life from adopting these pillars in your everyday life, right? Because they're not easy to implement, right? I mean, it takes a bit of effort. You need to be really serious about your own personal growth and your development. So these are some of the things that you can expect to get as benefits. Becoming, for example, a top idea generator. So someone who is able to analyze and spot and solve problems around the world, as an entrepreneur or as an innovator, inventor, scientist, whatever, right? You can live a highly rewarding life, obviously prosperous, because people who do innovate and solve problems, they do get rewarded, right? Think of the inventor of the Post-it note from 3M or whatever. I mean, I'm sure you've heard a lot of stories on people who invented things and they got rewarded very handsomely for that. Okay. You can succeed in complex business ventures, which is definitely a requirement for entrepreneurs. Okay. And sorry, there's a small typo here, I think. You would be able to immerse yourself in the elegance and beauty of the world, because a lot of this has to do with your mindset as well. So a lot of what you learn here is, about opening up your mindset, realizing new horizons and new things as well. Okay. You can rise above the competition and become a recognized leader and authority in your community, where people would respect you and come to you for advice, for consulting, for speaking, etc. Okay. You can unlock your full potential and utilize your best talents, and you can help reach your dreams and ambitions and financial goals faster. Okay. And these are all things that I'm not just making these up. I learned these from my own journey and from dozens of people that I interviewed for my books and my podcast, etc. And obviously, one of the most important things is to help make an impact on the world and actually help to build the future. And that's really the ultimate goal of an entrepreneur. Okay. So our goal as entrepreneurs isn't to maximize our wealth, but it's to maximize the impact on the world, on the communities, on the societies around us, on humanity as a whole. Okay. All right. So let's start with the first one, which is ideation and creation. So it's basically a passion for coming up with new ideas, addressing market problems, solving the problems in order to improve the quality of life in general. Okay. And turning them into an actual business by formulating a proper solution for the problem. And the solution can be monetized and can be formulated into a business, obviously. And this requires a bit of business acumen as well as some common sense and some street smarts. Okay. Because business acumen alone is not enough. I mean, knowing how to do your balance sheets, your marketing, your all this stuff, it is important, but it's not the only required thing. You need to also have a bit of common sense as well. Okay. And you need to think like the average person and understand what are the problems they face and how you can best solve them. Okay. All right. The next one is self-discovery and improvement. So this is an important one as well, because in order to succeed in any kind of business pursuit or any complex pursuit, you need to have a strong drive and an ability to discover your own strengths, your own weaknesses, and deploy them in the right way, as well as discovering the strengths and weaknesses of others, because you're going to have to depend on others in building a team, in building your business, in building a following, and all of that. Okay. And in order to unlock the maximum potential of people, you need to be able to discover their talents in this way and polish their talents, help them to improve, help them to grow and succeed as well. Right. So it depends on a lot of emotional intelligence and strength of character. Okay. And that's something that, I mean, we don't actually teach the particulars of these things in our content or in our movement, but we give you the guidance that you should discover this, right? So you can then go and take a self-assessment test, for example, or you can take an emotional intelligence quiz and you can identify whether you have that skill and whether you need to improve it or not. Okay, so what we do here at FELS is that we just give you we guide you to the road where you can start your journey to improve in those areas. Okay, sorry. The next one is continuous learning. So this one is really about having a very extreme sense of curiosity, where you would want to increase your knowledge in any way possible. And you can do that through study, through reading, through watching documentaries, through watching podcasts or listening to podcasts, through inquisitive conversation, asking people questions, meeting with very smart people who you can get mentorship from or learn from. Okay, so you really, yeah, express this love for knowledge and express also love for sharing knowledge. So once you gain knowledge, you actually get it more into your head by sharing it with others, right? By explaining it to others, it becomes more intrinsic to your mind as well. So you can also become a thought leader, you can become a mentor, you can become a teacher to others and a guide to others, and that will help your own knowledge to increase as well. Okay. Okay, so the next pillar is about travel and exploration. One of my favorite ones as well. As you can see at the bottom there, I'm a world traveler. I have a travel blog. There's a little map in the bottom of the screen there where you can see all the pins. Actually, I think this is the older version of the website. We've improved the website now, the blog. But anyway, it has a map with a lot of pins on it because these are all the places that I've been to. So I have a blog that has about 30,000 pictures that are taken all around the world and a bit of description on them. And basically what this pillar is about is that if you expose yourself to different cultures, different motivations, different lifestyles, it will help you to open your mind. Okay. And there's actually a separate book that we've created just on that. It's called Globalistas. So we've interviewed people who travel a lot for different reasons, either if they work in the travel industry, like pilots and airline crew, also digital nomads, people who work from anywhere in the world as a digital nomad, which is a very growing and trending lifestyle now, and also travel bloggers. So we've interviewed a lot of these people and we came up with a book that talks about the mindset benefits of travel. So not only traveling for fun, obviously fun is included and having a good adventure is included, but using the travel to expand your mindset as much as possible and to reach higher levels of humility and connection with other cultures. Maybe you'll learn another language or another culture or something like that, and you will find maybe a suitable place that you can actually set up to work as a digital nomad or to spend some time. So it's definitely very useful to embody this lifestyle. And that's something that I've practiced myself for a long time, as you can see here. And I can definitely testify to the benefits of that. Okay. All right, going to the next one, using the right tools. So finding and using the right tools, and what I mean by tools, I don't mean, obviously it depends on what industry you're in, but I'm not really referring to like a monkey wrench or a hammer, unless that's the type of business that you're in. But tools can be in any shape and form. Okay, so the latest tool, for example, right now is ChatGPT, the AI tool that helps you to write content. It could be any piece of software, piece of hardware. It could be a hack. It could be even a piece of duct tape, like you see on the screen over there. It could be an app. It could be something that helps you set your schedule or helps you to meditate, for example. So any tools that can help you be more productive and can help you be the best version of yourself, you can research and identify those tools and then start using them for the right purpose in order to get that benefit in your lifestyle, free up some time, increase your productivity, etc. That's what these tools are for, right? And the smart entrepreneurs know how to find these tools, how to deploy them in the right way, and how to get the maximum benefit out of them. Okay. So following the latest technologies, again, this is particularly important for entrepreneurs who are going to be in the technology field specifically, or scientific field. I mean, not every entrepreneur obviously is operating in this sector. It still helps to be aware of the latest tech. But you might be an entrepreneur who have started a coffee shop, for example, or done something that's really not in the tech sector. But at the same time, tech is important for everything. I mean, you carry tech in your pocket. You carry a smartphone. You carry gadgets. You carry a laptop. You use AI bots or chat bots. You use chat technology to reach out with your customers, right? So, I mean, you need to still be on the leading edge of technology, whether you are starting a technology product or not, or technology startup, I would say. Obviously, if you are in the tech field, then it's especially important. But even for anyone, any kind of entrepreneur, it is typically important. And what I mean here by technologies, everything. Okay, space exploration. It could be biological advancements. It could be genetics. It could be computer technology, artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, drones, whatever. And it could be just simple tech, like the software on your phone. The latest version of your iOS or your Android, or anything that can just help you run your business better, reach your customers better, and do what you do best. It could be even an advancement in hiking shoes or whatever that you use for outdoor activities or something like that. But just keeping yourself aware of these and knowing which fields are trending and which fields are falling behind and where the next wave is probably going to be happening. That's a very, very useful skill. You can probably beat the wave if you're following these trends fast enough. You can probably expect and anticipate the next big thing. Okay, so that's about this one. Okay, moving into the next one. Just a short water break here. Okay, and of course, water is important for healthy lifestyle as well. So good timing there. So healthy lifestyle, why? It matters. It matters because a healthy mind, and a healthy body go together. And a lot of entrepreneurs, unfortunately, especially in the kind of mythical stories that we hear about entrepreneurs, the ones that are young and fresh out of college, and then they're eating only pizza and beer, for example, for several months and not sleeping enough, sleeping 2 hours a day, just because they're building their startup and they're coding all night, right? That's actually not a good way to do it. I mean, some of them may have succeeded, these guys, but that's not a good way to do it. I mean, for anyone, I don't think that's maybe they fluked out or they lucked out that they have succeeded, or maybe they've received funding, early on or something. But that is not a sustainable and good way to do it. And you owe it to your body to do it better, because when you have better mental clarity and physical fitness and all of that, then your body and your mind will function better. When you see a problem, you'll be able to solve it. You'll be able to formulate a solution. You'll be able to do complex calculations or formulations or expectations or whatever, depending on the nature of your business. All of that, you will do it in a much more elevated way if you are maintaining your internal machine. Okay, you don't have to be a supermodel fit person or a circuit runner or whatever, but just the basics at least. Good sleep, good eating, good exercise, some of the basics that just keep you running well and keep you performing at your best. Okay. All right. I think there's probably two left here. So the spiritual depth. Okay. Again, this one we can't really get too much into because it's very wide and very variable. It really depends on the person's own faith or their own spiritual preference. So we're not going to preach any particular direction for this, but each person can find this in their own way, whether it's through yoga or Pilates or through meditation or even through compassion and gratitude. Okay, so this is not necessarily about a particular religious practice or something. It's just about how you connect with your spiritual side, because that is a side of the body that needs to be fed. Once you feed it and once you nurture it, it will help balance the rest of your body. Okay, so I think that's a proven thing, in a lot of cultures, a lot of places in the world, and not connected to any particular religious belief, but just connected to how you release that spiritual energy and how you nurture it on a day-to-day basis. So it keeps you driven, and it gives you a guiding light in what you're doing, and it gives you a bit of a purpose, and it also helps you do good in the world. I mean, as an entrepreneur, if you want to do good, you want to serve humanity, right? You want to give back to the community. You have to be empathetic, you have to be compassionate, and you have to really embody all of these things. And I don't think there's any other way to do it. Okay. So, there's two more. Okay, sorry. So the open and balanced mindset. So this one again is about having a open mindset that is very ready for growth and ready for taking on new challenges and looking out, at things outside the box and from various angles, etc. So you'd be attracted to novelty. You'd be attracted to logic, using ethics, and keeping things balanced and rejecting biases, rejecting intolerance and bickering, because that's really a waste of time. If an entrepreneur spends their time living with biases or intolerance, they're not going to be a good entrepreneur, because entrepreneurs have to serve all of humanity equally, and they have to solve problems for the entire earth. And you cannot be kind of biased to certain geographical or political groups rather than others. You have to really have an open mindset about all these things. Okay, so in the interest of time, just moving on here. Hobbies and activities. Why is this here? Because again, it gives you a balanced mindset. It stretches you. It takes you out of your comfort zone, and it helps you also get your mind off of the problem that you're trying to solve, so that maybe you'll find a solution in another area. Okay, these are all pictures of me, by the way. So I've attempted all of these things: the base jumping, flying a small plane there in the middle, and doing indoor skydiving, not the real skydiving, but at least it gives you a bit of the feeling of skydiving. And the whole point is, it's not to put yourself in danger. The point is really to get your mind clarified and get your mind away from the day-to-day grind of the problems and solutions and all that. And that when you actually try something completely different from what you're normally doing, you might actually get inspired with a new solution out of the box. So that's why this is here. It's very important. It could be in the way of art, music, movies, or making short films or whatever, playing video games, whatever hobby that the person has, as long as it gets them sufficiently out of their mental droning and challenges them and open their mind a little bit more. Okay. So that is the end of the presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was a bit eye-opening to see these 10 pillars. And I hope that you already embody them a little bit in your life. And maybe this has inspired you to follow them a bit more and to make them a more regular part of your life. There's some links here on the screen if you'd like to follow me or my books or my social media. Okay, and I'll open it now to Melissa if there's any questions coming up.
Aiman, thank you. That was really interesting. It's one of the first times I've really seen a presentation on entrepreneurship that is a little bit more holistic in nature, really taking into account mind, body, soul, not just the business. Did you come across this whole theory based upon some early experiences where maybe you weren't managing to all of those pillars?
Yes, I mean, I haven't been practicing all these pillars in all of my life. I've been maybe practicing bits and pieces of them that just came to me. But then I guess it dawned on me just a few years ago that all of these things actually come together and have a cumulative effect if you do them all together instead of just practicing one or the other. Because I know there's a lot of material out there on just one of these, like for example, healthy diet, etc. But getting all of these things together, as you mentioned, that's what makes it more holistic. Yes.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant advice, and
Mhm.
I'm going to go skydiving this weekend.
All
So
right.
thank you.
Great.
So thank you, Aiman. Again, Aiman Kabli, founder and CEO of FELS, which stands for Flourishing Entrepreneurial Lifestyle. So thanks for giving us some other ways that we can access your information, and thank you for joining us today and for being part of the Young Entrepreneurs of the World Conference Series. We look forward to hearing from you again in the future.
All right. Very well. Thank you very much. Have a
And
good
thanks to
weekend,
everyone
everyone.
for joining us at the 2023 Young Entrepreneurs of the World Conference. We look forward to hosting you again soon. Have a great day.